Western Spring Television, as it is.
Hello, and good afternoon to you this wonderful day. Welcome to Western Spring Television, Oshobo, and to the flagship interview program we call Pertinent Questions. Every Monday on this program, we go conversational as we invite men and women of substance who have much to deliver in terms of ideas and thoughts to come as our guests and for us to simply ask and also be ready to know. This afternoon, we are going into the realm of the arts. In particular, we are spotlighting on art. Art is said to be the use of imagination to express drawings, ideas of drawing, feelings, paintings, and sculpture. It is one of the aspects of the very broad theme called arts generally. Perhaps in due course, my guest will be ready to tell us the difference between what is art and what is considered to be arts. There is a guest in the studio this afternoon who helped me to shed light in this conversational manner. He is the man in charge of, call him the curator, and you're right, he's the curator and head of the National Art Gallery in Oshobo, an establishment of the federal government of Nigeria. I speak of no other person than Mr. ADEKUNLE Samuel Adodo. Did I get the pronunciation right?
Yes.
Adodo.
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 Yeah.
Mr. Adodo is my guest today, and he will be talking on pertinent questions as I raise the issues, albeit in a very conversational manner. I'd like to welcome you onto the show.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, my brother.
Yes, sir.
The show is in two parts. We spend a total of 45 minutes on this show. For the next 20, 22, 3 minutes, I like to go very conversational as I ask you, tell me and tell the viewer at home, what is art? And by definition of a professional, and what constitutes arts?
First and foremost, let me use this opportunity to thank my Hoga, Mr. SHITTU ALAMU. I want to thank you for bringing me to this wonderful and special program. You asked the question, what is art and arts? Now, in the aspect of National Gallery of Art, the art is what we do there.
Yeah.
Now, we are into what we call the visual art. Now, the art that you have of it comprises every other art. That's when you have the visual art, you have the performing art, you have the all arts. Yes, all arts. The drawing and everything is under the art. But why
even
we
including literature?
Yes, literature, even writing, even the actors and the actresses, they're all under the art. But what we do is the visual art. Now, the visual art is where you try to do paintings, sculptures, and we do textile of modern artists. Now, we bring what is different between the traditional art, that's what we call the antiquities, and the modern art. And that's the difference between why the other art comprises the rest, whereby you can have the performing art, whereby the people that are doing plays,
play music,
the musician of these days, we have the people that write, the poet, and every other thing.
Or come under
the arts. Is the umbrella name for every other that comes under them.
But your art is the visual.
Visual art is the visual art.
Who is a curator?
Okay. Let me try to correct one thing. I am from National Gallery of Art, not Art Gallery.
Okay.
Now,
what is it? No. Okay. All right.
Yeah. There's a difference between the National Gallery of Art and the Art Gallery.
Okay.
The Art Gallery is just where artworks are being placed.
Yeah.
While the National Gallery of Art is the establishment that is in charge of all other gallery and keep to Nigerian art.
So I'm still right in saying who is a curator?
Yes, you are right. A curator is a man that is in charge of artworks that give specification, that oversees a gallery. Now,
must it only be a man?
No, you can.
Because your definition, you said man.
I'm not using the gender now. It can be a man or a woman. But the person that
that's better.
The person that manned the gallery that is in that, or when you are doing a curator might sometimes be the person that is coordinating any exhibition that's been going on. Now we had an exhibition not quite long, and the person that curates the event that's carrying people around, telling them is the curator for that event. So the curator might be a person in charge of a station, like we have a curator too in National Museum, or the person that is in charge of a program, an exhibition.
We talk of art gallery. Sometimes we hear art house.
Okay.
To me, a layman, can you tell me what is and what are here?
Okay. A gallery is whereby artworks are being kept, whereby we have a series of artworks that has been kept there for people to see. While a art house is where those, most time, where those artworks are being produced. Now, if we go to, sometimes they call it a workshop.
Okay.
Art house, they call it a workshop. Or it can sometimes mean when your art house is different from my own house, art house. It might be where you write your literature. Okay. It might be where you do your performance. Okay. Performing art. But for a gallery is where art, that's sculptures, works are artworks are being presented. Okay. Are being kept.
Kept. Yes. Okay. That's interesting. As a young child, I grew up to know that in the art, we talk of school of arts.
Okay.
When we talk of a school of arts, what do we mean?
Okay. School of art is can be seen as they represent the people, the ideas of people about art. Now, we have different schools of art in Nigeria. We have the Zaria School of Art, we have the Benin School of Art, we have the Oshobo School of Art. It's just a way of people classifying, presenting their artworks, presenting their paintings or whatever they are doing. So the School of Art is different, is in session, on different session.
How can one strike a distinction between the School of Art of, say, Oshobo
and
the school of
okay, whenever you see the paintings and the way the people in Oshogbo do their own artworks, it's quite different from what they do in the Zaria. So it's distinguished. There is a technique that is distinguishing them from each other, and that is what distinguishes each art school. And their belief, the way they believe, what they believe in, their ideology is different from each other.
Can we say Oshogbo is the epicenter of the arts in Yoruba land?
Yeah. Oshogbo Art School is Oshogbo is the like what I call it is the traditional headquarters of the Southwest. It is where majority of the artists in the Southwest where they emerge from. People like Baba Jimoh Brahimo, Rhino, even going towards performing arts too. People like when they started the Mbari Mbayo in Ibadan, and they all came together in Oshogbo with Wilibaya giving them the instruction. So is a unique place whereby it have all the other states in the Southwest joined to it because of where it's situated. Now, Baba of blessed memory, I just heard that he died last year in Fabumi. He's from Ekiti, but it's part of Oshogbo School of Art. 27 is from Oyo, is from Ibadan. It's part of Oshogbo School of Art. So this is where majority of the artists, yes, in the Southwest, especially
fine artists,
and even performing artists.
I agree with you.
When we talk about Obakuso, Adejobi, Ele Parimo, and all of them, they come down together. Oshogbo is a capital. Let me use the capital of arts.
But I want an explanation.
Okay, sir.
Before all these ones, I think Hubert Ogunde had started, isn't it?
Yes.
How do we keep on referring to Oshogbo as the epicenter?
Oshogbo really helped them to project the art in Southwest. Now, thank God for Wilibaya that came that promote them outside the shores of the country, whereby they are all being known all over the world. So Oshogbo gave a spring for others who have been there before. They are held there before, but Oshogbo gave them the spring to be known all over the world.
In your answer to a particular question, you mentioned the culture, the beliefs, etc., as being items or principles that direct a particular school of art. Now, what is it that you have found that drives the Oshogbo School of Art?
Okay, actually, there was a time I was having an interview with Baba Jimoh Brahima. I was asking him that, okay, what is that was driving you? And he said they want to perform, they want to excel. That their belief is that there is, because of their background, majority of people believe that people in Oshogbo Art School, they are not educated. They are not learned. They are not.
No, they're educated. You are right. You are right. Not educated. They didn't go to formal school.
But for your information, majority of them later went to formal school, and they even lecture outside the country. Rabbi Jimoh lecture outside the country when the Secretary of State came to Nigeria. For your information, the only art school that were able to meet him at the Oshogbo Art School, that's Mamanike and Baba Jimoh, that he went to meet them. So there is a distinct with that Oshogbo Art School, which is every other art school are following.
Now, tell me, how many such schools do we have?
There are various art schools. There are various art schools. They have various of them all over.
Yeah, but we normally, well, maybe because I live in the Southwest, we hear of Oshogbo. We hear of Oshogbo.
There are a lot of them, all over the country.
Okay, so it means there are many other art schools.
Yes.
But which of them is most internationally acknowledged? Which of these many schools?
let me be partial.
No, I want
Oshogbo
to.
School.
No, you don't have to be partial. I want the reality.
It's the reality. Oshogbo School. Oshogbo
It's the most internationally
yes, it is.
recognized.
If you get to, there is an airport in America. When you get there, you will see Baba Jimo's Brahimo. Yes, is paintings in the airport there. Is well. I was speaking with Madam Bintu. Bintu, the first wife of Twin 77.
Okay.
And when I had an interview with her, she told me that there was a time that she went to US and the way they were carrying her all around. And so Oshogbo School is the most celebrated all over the world.
We thank God for that. It's in Osun State.
It's in Osun State.
And it's in the Southwest.
Yes, sir.
Now, your office, National Art Gallery, is there any relationship between your office and the Oshogbo School of Art?
Okay, we have a good relationship. Actually, we started a series of exhibition, The Labor of Our Heroes Past. We did the first one last year, whereby doing a solo exhibition, and we celebrated the late 277, and the series is going. That we are going to do the next one coming very soon in April. We are going to be doing an exhibition for Baba Jimo Ibrahimo. So we have a very good relationship between the Oshogbo Art School. Okay. We did an exhibition not quite long when we celebrated our 20th year anniversary in Osun, in Oshogbo. We did an exhibition for all the art schools together, and we gave them award and recognition. So there is a synergy between us, Oshogbo Art School and National Gallery of Art.
From what you have said, you do so much there, but it looks like you don't effectively publicize your activities.
Okay.
Are you afraid of money?
No. Okay. The fund is one of the things that is drawing us back. For the last dispensation, when we were still under the former Ministry of Art, Culture and Information, and the fund were not released to art, to culture now. And for your information, a lot of outstations were starved of fund. So majority of what we did it with personal effort. And then, but we believe with the new creation of the Ministry of Art, Culture and Creative Economy, whereby a new energy is being thrown into it. By now we should, and that is why you will notice now that we have been doing a lot of programs, even with personal money, but we have been promoting it. When we wanted to do our 20th anniversary, for the one for 27, we came here to rave, and we had a live interview for the program. So the narrative is changing now. Okay. And majority of time you'll be hearing about what we are doing now in National Gallery of Art. Just last week, Thursday, we had a program, Meet the Artist, where we brought in a very big artist, Mufo Nifade, the creator of Arising in Nigeria, that came to talk to the students, the young ones. And we publicize this. You will check all our websites. If you check everywhere, you will see Meet the Artist there.
Your minister, we have not heard much about her since it came on board. And you are now a complete ministry. What is happening? Okay,
when the new government came in, he splitted the Ministry of Art, Culture and Information into three. Okay. Into three. Now we have Art, Culture and Creative Economy. Okay. We have Ministry of Information and National Orientation and the Ministry of Tourism. Okay. Now, when the minister were being called on, our minister had, there was a challenge that people were saying that she's still serving in as a copper, and it was a lot of problem from one, but now she's coming out. And for information, we just gotten a new Director General in person of Mr. Sugaya. So is a new dawn now for National Gallery of Art, and you'll be hearing more about us. We are even going ahead. One of the main mandates of us now is to create economy whereby we'll be able to bring up the young ones in how to make it on their own. It's not you being to the forward school making it alone, but we should be able to train them on how to be self-reliant.
You have jumped my gun, but it's still well. No, I'm going to, because I had a question on how do you hope to catch them young? Because there are many fine artists. Was it last year, a young man raised a group of boys who came to draw our nationalist, national, from Azikiwe, etc., etc. And they were fantastic. Young children between the ages of 8 and 15. This is how to catch them young. How seriously are you going to live up to this expectation of catching the youth young?
Okay, number one, there is what we call the Saturday Arts Club in National Gallery of Art, whereby every fortnight we bring the children together to train them on what to do about art. But what I discover mostly why the young ones are running away from art is, and there is this aspect of art that is a little bit having difficulty, and that is art marketing. Now, after they are finished producing their works, how do they market it? Yeah. Now,
this is where you should come in.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to. That there's a lot of them at the Groove. They have a art village there that produce a lot of Kampala and Adire. Now, what we are trying to do is to meet the government. Now, as the government have said now that every Wednesday, all the civil servants in the state should be putting on Adire, we want to try and sell it to the government that, okay, let us go to that place and tell them, okay, make a mass production. Yeah. Government can do a thing instead of buying Okada for people, buy over those Adire and Kampala and give it out to staffs. It's an incentive for them too. It will bring those guys to produce more when they know that there is where they are going to sell the artwork. Now, there is a man in Oshun now that is making it bigly now, big time. He started from, he was one of our staff. Before he left, he went to US to go and train, and he came back. And to even get any of his painting now, you will need to, you don't just go and buy. Yes, you need to book ahead. Now, he did a painting for the Obalegushi. Yeah. And it cost a lot of millions. He spent 2 years to produce the lion. They call it the Lion of the Elegushi. And I'm talking about Dr. Popola. He's in Ife there. He's building an art, he's having a museum there, an art gallery, one of the best in the Southwest. There is a Godzilla that they just did there now. By he turned waste into wealth. Yeah. He used waste. He goes around to pick waste, iron and everything. Now they are not turning used tires to Godzilla. They just finished building the biggest Godzilla in Africa, 10 feet, 15 feet tall. Is in Ife there. You can go and
explain what is a Godzilla.
Godzilla is yes. Okay, they use the tire to build a Godzilla. A Godzilla is a cartoon character for the children. Oh yeah. And they did a 10 feet tall of a Godzilla, and it's there in that Ife. If you are going towards the toll gate, you will see it from everywhere. They turn, and they are turning even tires now into ties. That's floor ties. Yeah. They are turning wealth into.
Taken from Dr. Popola's challenges, what would you advise governments generally to do?
Now, like I told some of when we had the media artists, I told the children that now what government should do is to provide the environment that will make these people to thrive. Now, Popola is having some challenges now. He wants to build his gallery, but there's no support from the government. The tax is getting too much. What they're asking for him is getting too much. There's no support for him. He's doing it personally from his own pocket. Now, the last time I spoke with him, he has spent over more than 100 or 200 million in that place where he's building. Now, government should make environment whereby this is what can bring income for the government. If they finish building that museum, people will be coming from outside the country. Yeah. They will stay in Ife or Shogbo. They will pay for the hotel there. They will eat food there. At the end of the day, the income is coming back to Osun State. They should at least
investment.
Yes, they should please help the people. young ones by giving them the environment to come up.
Okay. We will punctuate the show now.
Yes, sir.
We'll come back and still you talk to us in a conversational manner what other questions I would like to raise. For the past 22 minutes or so, I have been in the studio discussing with a curator, the National Arts Gallery, Mr. Adekunle Samuel Adodo. He's still very much in the studio. We will be back to finish with the second part of this conversation, which I hope you are enjoying listening to. I'll see you at the crossover.
James Ajibolaige was a lawyer who obtained his first degree in classics from Nigeria's premier University of Ibadan. Born September 13, 1930, the orator and the polyglot spoke impeccable English, French, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba languages. His fine diction placed him among classical orators and public speakers like Cicero, the Roman orator. This attribute earned him the prefix Cicero of Esauke. He authored Kaduna Boy, an autobiography, detailing his diary, Constitution, and the People, among 6 other books. Bolaige was a colorful politician, elected governor of Oyo State in 1979 and appointed a federal minister in 1999. He was a pioneer founder of Afenifere, the Yoruba social, cultural, and political group. He invested his political sagacity to propel the group to the height of political leadership and decision-making in the southwest of Nigeria. Bolaige was assassinated on the 23rd December 2001. His murderers are yet to be apprehended till today. Western Spring Television identifies Bolaige as a watershed character in history.
Welcome back to Pertinent Questions on your station, WSTV. In the studio with me is the curator of the National Arts Gallery, Mr. Adekunle Samuel Adodo. Welcome to the second part of our conversation.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me, in a nutshell, the role of the National Gallery of Arts as a federal government establishment.
Okay. The National Gallery of Art, which is headquartered in Abuja and spread across the 6 geopolitical zone of the federal country, is an agency under the Federal Ministry of Art, Culture, and Creative Economy. We are established by the decree number 83 of 25th of August 1993 and later amended by the National Assembly Act of the 12th May 2004. The National Art Gallery is empowered to collect, document, promote, preserve, and present Nigerian contemporary art, modern practices, and exhibition display and technique preservation. That's our major work. We interpret and appreciate of modern artwork. Now that's where we are different from National Museum. Why there is antiquities, why we are the modern artworks.
Okay, how many such offices, or how widely spread is the National Art Gallery?
Like I said, we are all over the 6 geopolitical zone. We have about 26 of such stations all over the country. And why we have about 3 in the southwest, 1 in Osogbo, in Abeokuta, and in Lagos.
Okay, in the southwest we have 3.
Yes, we have 3 in southwest.
Okay. Art. Yes. Wherever you've come or wherever you look at it from, whichever way you see it, how can one say antiquities can bring money? What I'm trying to say is that, is it money yielding? This your business?
Okay. Artwork. First thing you should have is a passion first. Don't look at the money first. The money will come later with your works. I was asking Abamurainon that when you first started, did you think that you get money from this? He said no. He was just a petrol attendant, and he came to join them. And before you know it, he was drawing. And the first artwork he sold, he didn't believe that that money will come to him. A majority of them, they have made money from it now. Dr. Popola is, for somebody that has spent personally over 200 million on his project, you know, so until you have that passion, you put the best into it before you can start making money from artwork. Yes, there is money in artwork, but you need to put in your best to get the best out of it.
Well, how effectively is your organization contributing to national development? You said it's not something you get immediately. There is a gestation period. To what extent can the average young man wait before he strikes the gold?
It might not stay long. It depends on how you want it to be, what you put into what you are doing.
All right.
Now, if you put your best into it, you will get the money fast. Now, is the people, if they notice that you have the best, the technique, Dotun did not stay long before he started making money. Is he a young man? He's in early 40s. Baba's fine, they are old, but it depends on how your passion for this work, your passion. If people can see your creativity. Now, if you can distinguish yourself from others, then people will come for you. Now, he's doing something that a lot of people have not gone into, and that's why he brought in that success on time, because he's turning waste into wealth. He's doing artwork through scraps. He called himself a scrap artist. And that's what he does.
What does he mean by that? Tell me in a nutshell.
Okay. Now, when he started, he goes about going to pick used parts of cars. He used
tires.
Not even tires. He doesn't do that. It's another person that does that. He used iron.
Okay.
Scraps. And it turned into artwork to do one beautiful things. And he goes by himself to go and pick it. He was picking it first.
As a scavenger.
Yes. He was going all around. But later, when he became big, he got some boys with him, and now he started buying because people have noticed that, hey, there's money in this in there. So he buy. He will go. He use spoon. He use them. Even the least thing that you think he won't use. Use boats, batteries, and plugs to do his artwork. So he was passionate about this work. And that's why he made it on time. It depends on how passionate you are about what you are doing.
Must one get a relationship with the Western world or outside this country before he can really say, my artwork is going to sell? Okay,
it's just unfortunate that we, from this side of the country, we don't appreciate art as such. Now, the whites appreciate art more than us.
Yes.
Like what I was telling you before was that the older the art, the sculpture or the painting, the more expensive they are. Now, there are some, I was talking to my zonal coordinator, and he told me something that somebody called him from Nigeria that a white man need an artwork, one that will cost 150 million.
Naira.
Yes. Just one artwork that will cost 150 million naira. And they have searched all over. They couldn't get.
How does the buyer determine how much he wants to pay?
It's just like you seeing a car. How do you determine, when you see what you need in that artwork, you will know that this worth this. Now they couldn't get the one they could get. The highest they could get was about almost 1 million, 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed something big. Now, what am I saying is that you need to put your passion, you need to put everything into it. The whites appreciate our heart, and that's why they come into this country. And thank God Nigeria is making some money from that. As they are taking it there, you pay at the airport, you pay some duty on it, you pay into the government cover. The artist enjoys some money, he pays his stars. He buys most of what he uses in Nigeria, and the money will circulate in this country. But the white, the foreigners, they appreciate art more than us in this country.
The Nigerian sculptor, given the Nigerian background, sometimes we tend to think that there is an affinity between the sculptor and the spirits. How true is this?
Now, the sculptors, most of the times, just do their own work. That's carve out what they want to do. But most of the times, some people have so much belief that there is a spirit inbuilt in that thing. For your information, if you have something at home, if you continue speaking with that thing, you, before long, the thing will be communicating with you. That's it. Your belief is belief. It's just your mental belief. And there was a time that somebody wants to buy what we call the Rebegi. And we got one for him here. He's a white man, and when he saw it, he said, "This thing is not communicating with me. That the Rebegi is not the true Rebegi. That they are not communicating." And I asked, he said, "No, I don't need to know how they communicate with you." And later we found out that it wasn't the original one. So there is so it depends on human being, but they believe that there's a spirit behind
that links up.
Yes, there's a link. There's a link.
That woman who said he wanted the original, had he had one before?
Yes, he has gotten some before. Yeah.
And then how can you have two originals? No,
there are different ones. You know, when Rebegi comes into being, when people give birth in the olden days into twins, and they normally cover those. And for the original one, you just know they use them to, I don't know, I think if one goes or something. But the original one, you will know this is the original one.
Is it out of the style of carving?
No, not the style. There is something the inside.
All right.
I don't want to go into that.
Yes. Interesting. So there is the factor of the spirit of our ancestors inside that.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, the ministry, you're now a ministry, you're a parastatal under a particular ministry. What is the role, or what are the roles that exist between you as a federal organization and the state ministries of culture, ministries of art, and what have you?
For every federal organization in a state, and they are supposed to add to the development of that state. Now I'm talking in general about every federal parastatal or ministry in a state. Now they are supposed to bring open the eyes of the state to see how they can benefit from the from the federal government. Now our role as National Gallery of Art to the State Ministry of Culture and Tourism, we have a very good synergy with the state commissioner, presently now Mr. Fafa, that's Biodun Ojo. We call him Fafa. He came for our program, and we are coming with a program very soon that will be a collaboration between the National Gallery of Art and the State Ministry. Now, what we do again? We open their eyes to see where they can bring what we call fund, or where they can get development for the state. Now, that's what we do in the federal ministry.
there is, does your relationship overlap?
No. We collaborate.
You collaborate.
Yes.
Because sometimes
no, we collaborate.
You collaborate. I want your view on this. The colonialists in recent times, the colonial powers, be they from the Anglophone or Francophone, appear to be returning some of the artifacts that were shipped into their territory. What statement is this making?
Just not quite long, they started bringing back some of our artifacts, like the Benin bronze were being brought back. He's telling us that we are the best. We are better than them.
How?
They came to this country and they shipped away our artifacts. And they kept them there for long. In
many years.
Many years.
Centuries.
And for your information, if, like what I was saying just quite long, that there might be some spirit telling in those things that I want to go back home. Yes, I want to go back home. I want to go back home. I want to go back home. And they just have to release them. For your information, the value of those artifacts, they are very, very huge now than when it was shipped away. And that's why some of them are coming back to come and buy now. Now, it was first stolen, and they have to return it back. And they are coming to come and purchase them now. So it's just telling that creativity starts from Africa. Yes, creativity starts from Africa. If you go and check in history, when they got to the Egyptian, they saw the way they did their sculpture. So creativity artists start from Africa.
Well, that's interesting to hear, but I'm not in doubt of it because Africa has always been a very creative, a very fertile land. Now, these things that are brought back, I'm interested in if there's any financial reparation. Reparation in the sense that they took it a long time ago. Are we forcing them to pay some monies back in lieu of having deprived us of these things?
No, we are not asking them to pay us anything, but for even bringing back, because of the value of those antiquity is very high now. Now, is adding to our GDP. Now, some people keep their wealth through artwork. I know somebody that normally acquire artwork and keep it for a long time. And when he's selling it, it won't sell it what they are. So the cost or the price of those artwork when they took them away is not the same thing that they are bringing back. Now, so it increased the weight of where it's been taken away from.
If it increases do we have men and women who can easily buy these things at these ordinary prices? Yeah,
they are coming. They buy it. Sometimes it's crazy if you hear how much they are buying artwork.
Is it the white men or still the
some Nigerians buy it and go and sell it again there. They call them the art collectors. Their own is just to collect the art, buy it, and they are the middleman. They sales, and they make money even more than the artist.
Okay. Yes, this leads us to my last question because you have started answering it. My question is, when will our art be given an export drive? That's money, fetching money for us. It doesn't have to be the man repatriating the artifacts back home. But how much of a financial drive is the ministry, is your department, your agency giving the drive to excel in culture and so to make money?
Thank God that we are in the new ministry now, creative economy, and I know it's part of our core value now that we should create economy, we should create wealth with what we're having. For your information, some of the artists that I know, have gone outside to do some exhibition, and when they go with the artwork, they don't come back with them again. They sell everything. I was in an exhibition and sometimes ago in Abuja, and just one artwork that you would not believe it is was sold, as at that time, for $100,000.
Dollars.
Artwork.
Yeah.
And the man that bought it is not even a white man, but he's from one of the African countries. He said he has been looking for this artwork. He has been looking for it. So when we organize exhibition, by promoting what people have done, and people get to know the artwork that is there, they will buy it. And before long, it will create economy, it will create wealth for the country and individual.
Well, how I wish we could go on discussing the culture, our culture, and its potential to bring us money. But time is not very much on our side. I'd like to appreciate you for coming at a rather short notice to come and feature on this program.
Thank you very much, sir.
I have been talking with the curator of the National Art Gallery. National Gallery of Arts. Yes, I've been talking with the curator of the National Gallery of Arts here in Osogbo. Our friend, our brother, Mr. Adekunle Samuel Adodo, who is the curator of that place. It's been 45 minutes of discussion, and I believe that from his answers to our questions this afternoon, many of us have come to understand and know the reality, the essence of that establishment, federal government establishment in our state. We look forward to you coming some other time to brief us and to be in the conversation with us. I'd like to thank you and appreciate your coming.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, we wish you the very best. And we exist here. Since these days you want to be very, very mobile, come to us at WSTV and Rave FM. We charge you a little fee, and then we help to promote you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
To the viewer at home, this is about a convenient spot where we draw anchor. Thank you very much for being there, listening and watching us. I am ADETOYESE SHITTU ALAMU. I see you some other time on a Monday. Goodbye for now.